Hey guys, Valiant Brad here with another conventional wisdom video. This video is actually about Colossalcon 2014, or Colossalcon 13, as it's the 13th Colossalcon. Now some of you guys might have seen me on the floor, or, you know, maybe you didn't see me exactly, but you saw some of my other characters, such as the American bad boy, Bandit Keith. Or perhaps the skeleton, Soul King Brooke. Regardless, if you did, you didn't, whatever. You know, I'm here to talk to you about my experience at Colossalcon. You know, the basic gist is I had fun with it. It was a good convention. I had a good reason to go there. And yeah, I just really enjoyed it overall. But I'm sure you want a bit more than that. So yeah, I'm just going to run through, you know, a quick rundown of how things went for me, some of the things I liked, didn't like, and, you know, tell a few of the interesting stories that I have to go along with that. So, bear with me, guys. Okay, so this year I went down on Thursday evening because I had a friend who'd actually booked a room. By the way, thanks Sarah for letting me into the room, because yeah, I needed a room, otherwise I couldn't have gone. So, you know, shout out to Sarah and all of her people for letting me join in your room. It was awesome. And also I met a lot of cool, interesting people in said room. So, thank you for that. So let's see, had the room, you know, got my badge and stuff. Skip forward to Friday. I saw a few panels. You know, my buddy Mike does anime music that rocks, as well as a One Piece panel. So I went to those two because, you know, I like his stuff. It's funny, it's interesting, it's cool. And for some of that day, you know, I walked around as Brooke, because actually I was, you know, I just want to show off the thing for people who might have an interest in One Piece. And unfortunately, I guess you would say, like, I didn't really get, like, a lot of attention, as far as I can tell anyway. Like, you know, people weren't coming up to me, you know, mobbing me, asking me, oh, hey, can I get a picture? Or, like, how'd you make this or that or whatever. But it is what it is. You know, I had fun with it. A little disappointed, like, I didn't get a few curious people that actually come up and be like, so who's your character? But it is what it is. Also, I want to point out, it's a pain to wear this mask with a pair of sunglasses underneath, because there are no holes for the nose. So yeah, my glasses were constantly getting steamed up. So just a point to keep in mind. So I'm thinking Brooke might just be rotated back to being just mainly for photo shoots, and I'll just walk the floor normally, or in other cosplays. Also, I'd like to point out, Brooke doesn't come into the series until later on, so that's also another potential reason why I wasn't getting as much attention. You know, even though, like, the characters who do know him, they really like him, because he's a funny, interesting guy. I'm not going to go into it, but yeah. So, I don't know, like I said, I'll keep him in reserve, for sure. So anyways, you know, cruising around as Brooke, saw some panels, went to the dealer's room a few times, the artist's alley, and just, you know, had fun bumming around doing whatever. So the thing is, I can't really remember what I did, and it was like a few days ago that I did this. So yeah, anyway, get later into the evening. You know, I went to the, you know, awesome late night dance party, as they call it now, instead of a rave. You know, because rave has, at least from what I've heard, you know, raves have a bad reputation, so that's why some cons are referring to them as, like, you know, late night dances and such. But yeah, so first there was a formal, you know, you had to dress nicely, so I pretty much just repurposed my Sanji Water 7 outfit for the formal. You know, I danced with a few cool ladies. You know, thank you for the dance. It was wonderful. I had fun. And then later on that evening, you know, I went to the, you know, late night dance party, or the rave. as my Bandit Keith character, who I think I'm going to use mainly for the late night dances, because, well, the idea with this one was I got some red, white, and blue glow sticks, and I just made a quick necklace thing. I would show you, but I actually gave the necklace away to some random people who were going to the rave whenever I left, because, I mean, I didn't need them, and, they were just going to keep glowing anyway, so might as well. So I think Keith is going to be like a rave character, but also like a normal cosplay that I can use to walk around the floor. See some things, potentially ask people for pictures, and get asked for pictures in return. Now, ironically, in my opinion anyway, I changed it into Keith for the rave, and I was walking down there, and legit, two guys were super excited to see Bandit Keith. They stopped me, asked for a picture really quick. So, I gave it to him. Now, the reason I find this funny and ironic is because, Keith, it's black sunglasses, a American bandana, a red shirt, and a vest. I mean, I made the video for it, but yeah. As opposed to my Brooke costume, where I have the pink floral patterned pants, the suit coat, the big crown, the orange boa, that, nobody paid attention. Bandit Keith, though, holy crap. These two got super excited. Little confusing, in my opinion. But, yeah. So, that was pretty much, that. I had fun at the rave. I saw some of my buddies, got to hang out, have some fun. See, and then we go to Saturday. Saw a few more panels. I liked the makeup panel that we had in the morning. It was Makeup Basics 101. The first part was about special effects makeup. Scars and wounds and such. I actually have a picture of the model that they used for the cuts and bruises and such on my Facebook album for Colossalcon 2014. So, if you're interested, you can see him. And, let's see, saw that. Saw a few other random panels, went to the dealer's room again. And actually, I got a few things this time. And I will address them at this point. Now, first up, this is a cute little narwhal. I got this because the character Brooke actually, has a serious connection with a whale that the Straw Hat crew ran into earlier on in their adventures. And so I wanted to get something, for him. So I got this little narwhal guy, who I'm going to call Laboonicorn, because the whale's name was Laboon, and this is essentially, like a whale unicorn, so Laboonicorn. I don't know, I thought it was funny. And he will go along well with, my buddy Nakama from OhioCon. Aww. See, aren't they cute? Okay, sorry guys, I've got to put you down. Let's see. Oh yeah, I also got this straw hat. It could be, like a Luffy straw hat, or it could be a straw hat for many other characters, like Sophia from Howl's Moving Castle, or I know there are a few other characters, I just can't think of them offhand. Now the funny thing about this thing, actually, is it got me a bit of I'm gonna say unwanted attention. Because you see, I was just coming off the elevator, I had this up over the back of my head at like so. This big dude comes up from behind me, puts his hand on my shoulder, and he's like, straw hats? I turn around and look at him. He's a big, scary guy. Now, it was funny because it looked like he had a couple of cigars, like in his mouth, like a walrus. But yeah, he was giving me the death glare, so I didn't laugh at him. But, he's like, oh, sorry, my mistake. And he just walked off. Now, I did have a pretty girl with him. Purple hair, glasses, and a nice-looking sword. She apologized and actually gave me this. Some Marine. So I guess they were Marines, apparently. Go figure. I just feel bad for that Straw Hat guy and having to deal with those people. If you're out there, man, good luck to you. No, actually, another cool thing that I got out there was this. This is a turtle shell from, and I know you're not going to believe it, but I actually got this from Master Roshi. Yeah, he was at this convention. I'd heard about him. He trained, a couple of great fighters in World Martial Arts tournaments: Goku, Krillin, Yamcha, I believe Tien. Basically all these guys got into the finals, quarterfinals, whatever, of World Martial Arts tournaments back in the 80s and early 90s, I think. So, I've been looking for this guy because that'd be pretty cool to train under somebody who's so skilled in training. And I guess his training method is to use turtle shells on the back, to help weigh them down as they're working out. And then, come tournament time, they take off the shells and they become so much faster and stronger. It's nuts. He checked me out, and unfortunately I wasn't quite up to, Goku and Krillin levels. So he just gave me this thing. It's only probably a couple pounds. Now, allegedly, he told me, freaking at age 10 or 12, he had these kids training with 100-pound shells on their back. Yeah, right. Freaking whatever. Okay, so, right, I actually forgot. I tried to do my Frank West a bit. I got on the elevator. My Frank West was just a amalgamation of random items from anime. So a Dragon Ball shirt, Zoro's Haramaki, Brooke's pants, the orange boa that I had for Brooke. It was just some random stuff. Anyway, and my chopper hat. Well, actually, this hat that's some weird little raccoon dog thingy left. I don't know, I thought it looked cool, and I couldn't find him or the guy who owned it, so I just hung on to it. But yeah, so I had all that stuff on, get in the elevator, and I forgot my Nerf gun at home. Because basically, if you don't know Frank West, he's from the Dead Rising series, where you can pick up, pretty much any random object and use it to fight off zombies. So yeah, that was kind of a crap moment for me. So I'm on the elevator. This dude, brown overalls, a weird mask thing. It looked kind of like a sun, with little thing rays or something coming off of it. And for some reason his nose was poking out of it. He had bandages on his arm, so. I don't know. He told me he was some Soge King, whoever that guy is. But, I was talking to him about his costume, because it looked cool and interesting. And I mentioned, oh man, I don't have my Nerf gun, I wish I had something. So he gave me this. A slingshot. I know, right? Freaking lame as hell, man. I don't get it. People are weird. And then finally, I had one other, I'm going to say strange, but not too bad encounter. So, at one point, I was starving. I got some food really quick. I sat down in a random spot, off to the side. I'm just eating my food, and this pretty lady comes up, sits down next to me. Starts reading this book, The Rainbow Mist. I don't know. I noticed the book. I asked her a bit about it. She tells me it's, actually a series of 10 books based around this, phenomenon, called the Rainbow Mist, where people end up getting trapped in this. And yeah, so I thought it sounded cool and interesting. And then she was like, "Well, I have another copy of this if you want it." So yeah. I now have a copy of the Rainbow Mist. I don't know. I'll get to it eventually. I've got I've got too many cosplays and other stuff to do right now to really worry about it. But yeah, so I just went through my normal Saturday, had some fun at the con, saw a few more panels, and then admittedly went home a bit early on Saturday night. Now, for those of you wondering why I went Saturday night, like, I don't know, like, I felt like I had my fill of the con at that point. Like, I was good. Like, I'd seen my One Piece crew, which I actually didn't get to talk about the photo shoot, which was awesome and excellent. But yeah, like, I don't know, Saturday night, I was just like, you know what, I'm good. Saw some panels, saw my buddies, had some great fun, and yeah. So, I just wanted to head out. Also, I got to beat the traffic that would have been going out of there on Sunday, which would have been ridiculous. So, I mean, the con was a bit short for me, but, like I said, I had my fill of fun. Now, let's talk about the good and bad. Good? There were a lot of awesome, interesting cosplays out there. Like, you had, like, some of my favorite things were two characters from the Lego movie, Shaggy, Cool Bar, and Yusuke from Yu Yu Hakusho. Jeez. I guess we had a bunch of Disney characters, like villains, princesses, whatever. That was cool. My One Piece group, of course, as well as some of the other One Piece characters. Like, the coolest One Piece person, in my opinion, was this person who did giraffe form Kaku. It was awesome. Like, it looked straight out of the anime, but in real life. So I really liked that. Yeah. And then I guess the bad, really, the only complaint I have is, like, I've been to Colossalcon once before this. Like, the dealer's room seemed not as good as last year. Like, I don't know if they had, like, a few less vendors, or if the area was smaller. Like, I'm pretty sure it was the same exact room, but it just felt like there weren't as many, like, different things to look at for items to get. It's not really the worst thing. Like, I mean, I got my good stuff that I wanted, but, I wish there was a bit more variety, I guess. Yeah, I mean, like I talked about earlier, Brooke didn't get as much attention, but, that happens, unfortunately. I'm not going to go cry about it. Yeah, that's about it. And then, like I said, I had my funny little stories dealing with those interesting people. I don't know, man. It was good. It was excellent. To my One Piece Nakama, I love you guys. I wish you well, and I plan on seeing you guys at MatsuriCon, which I believe is in August? The 22nd to 25th. I have to check on that, but I'm pretty sure. But, yeah. It was a good convention. It was great. It is hosted at the Kalahari in Sandusky, Ohio. Usually a weekend early in June. So if you get the chance, I would definitely hit it up for a day, or the whole weekend. Day if you're like in Sandusky. More of a weekend thing if you're coming from a bit farther out. Because, well, yeah. Because driving several hours out to a con and then going the same day kind of sucks, in my opinion. Also, they have a cool water park, so if you come down early, like Wednesday, or you stay late, Sunday, like past Sunday, or late Sunday, you can go to the water park, which is excellent. They have a lazy river, cool water slides, all this other stuff. I don't know. So, yeah, that's about it for my experience. It was good. It was great. I would definitely suggest hitting this convention up. It's one of, at least as far as I know, one of the bigger conventions in Ohio. Up there with, Colosslacon and I believe MatsuriCon. MatsuriCon, I say, is big. Even though I've never been to it, because it's at the same place as OhioCon. So, for whatever that's worth to you. But, yeah. So, hit it up. Have fun. Stay clever. As for me, like I said, my next plan, potentially MatsuriCon. Cosplays for there, I'm going to bring Brooke, because I'm sure my One Piece buddies are going to be there. We'll probably have another shoot or something like that. Potentially Ash Williams from the Evil Dead series, if I can get the costume together. You know, and I'd also like to start working on Captain Quark from the Ratchet and Clank series, as well as Kuwabara from Yu Yu Hakusho. Sorry, Yusuke, but he's my favorite character. So, yeah. It'll be interesting if I get to Matsuri-Con, which I should be. You know, I told my buddy Mike I'd be there because he's a panelist, and I love the guy. So, and I love, you know, seeing the guy's panel. So, yeah. I'm gonna try and hit those again. So, yeah, that's all I've got. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some practice to do. Like I talked about with Brooke before. Well, this is for my Brooke character. I want to try and learn one song that's very important to the character. It's called Bing Sake. You know, because I like to try and be as in character as possible. Oh, actually, that reminds me of a bit of wisdom that I picked up from a translation of the song. It's actually some of the lyrics. You know, say goodbye should we depart, but keep your memories in your heart. Yeah, say goodbye should we depart, and keep your memories in your heart. Don't you frown and don't be down, but live to seize the day. Sorry. I have to sing it to remember it, apparently. But, yeah. You know, for those of you who are having some bit of post-con depression, which is basically, you know, people are like, oh my gosh, real life isn't as fun as the convention was. You know, just take those words to heart, man. You know, don't be down. Don't frown. You know, seize the day. You know, work on better cosplays, improve your panels if you have panels, and, you know, just have fun with the friends that you made at the convention also. You know, yeah, it sucks that we had to leave the convention center, but it doesn't mean that the convention has to stop just because we're not there anymore. You know, we can still embody our characters in our daily lives. You know, we can still have our fun with our friends who we had before the convention, as well as the ones that we found at the convention. You know? I don't know, that's my 2 cents on the subject, and yeah, that is about all I have. So this is Valiant Brad, you know, with the Colossalcon 2014 post video. You know, if you have any other conventions or such to suggest that I check out, you know, leave that in the comment section below. Yeah, that's about it. So I'll catch you next time, guys. You know, stay safe, stay good, and, you know, stay conventional. I'm not liking that closing line. Right. So anyway, guys, have fun, and I will catch you next time. So, right.